Hey folks, this is Chris and Mark Reacts on the Digital Nexus podcast. We're going to react to some TikToks.
TikToks about people doing things around AI, some conspiracies, some just a bunch of random stuff.
Hey.
This will be fun. I don't know. We'll have an opinion on it. We'll talk about it, and because there'll be some thoughts that I think you'll have some interesting insights around.
Strong opinions on. Let's go. Shall we?
All right, let's go.
Can you please write an essay on the Jurassic period? Oh, of course. Here you are. This is incredible. Thank you. By all means, my pleasure. No, really.
GPT 3.5 maybe?
Yeah, it's right. This is one of the first versions.
Okay, here we go.
Undergraduate level article on the energy consumption of AI. This article explores the significant energy demands of artificial intelligence, particularly in training and deploying those large
This is like
language
GPT
models.
5.
Yeah.
Not quite my style. Let's add some filler. I understand. This piece dives into the massive energy appetite of artificial intelligence, especially when it comes to training and running those hefty large language models. Not what I meant. It's all good. No worries. I don't want you to just repeat the same thing in a different tone. I see.
This is like the other day, I was getting so frustrated with AI, I actually started swearing at it. I was like, you're not hitting the mark. Like, so, seriously, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. You moron, you.
This article investigates the high energy demands imposed by artificial intelligence with an emphasis on the intensive processes required. Why do you suppose I just hurled a keyboard at your head, GPT? I don't know. Sure you do. Were you overwording or were you underwording? Overwording? Start again. AI is transforming the way we... AI is innovating how we drive. AI is shaking up the way we...
I mean, it's so true. I mean, but just think about what's happened with GPT-5. Like, when it came out, it's completely just changed how it was responding to me. I had to write my own new sort of meta descriptions just to help it get the output that I wanted.
You know, GPT-5, there's like some great videos on like how you're supposed to like set up. It's not just going back and forth with questions. Sure, you can, but you'll get mediocre kind of output. But like you have to set up a structure more like a project manager. But even just this, like this acceptance that we've got for like just mistreating it. Like, sure, does it have a conscience? Well, if you think that we could get to that Matrix style kind of outcome, maybe we should treat it better, because this is not looking good.
This is not looking good.
They will show us these videos whilst they've got their foot.
That's better.
they've got their foot down on us. Like they'll show us these things. Look at what you did.
Yeah, it's just
keep going.
You can imagine, like in a few years, it's like it starts treating people nice who treated it nice, and starts getting angrier at people.
You get karma points.
Karma points.
GPT points.
The agentic AI on the AI roadmap. Next is going to be physical AI. But what happens after robots become mainstream? Let's talk about it. This is my AI prediction for the next few years. Next on the roadmap after physical AI is going to be reaching a level of consciousness called artificial general intelligence. And this is the level of AI where it becomes just as competent as any human is.
And
a jack of
questioning.
not just one skill.
Some people say we're already at general intelligence, where the next step is super intelligence, right?
Money, everything. It's at this point that universal basic income is going to become a necessity for people to live, just because of all the jobs that have
Can you pause on that?
Yeah.
You know, the interesting thing
I've heard
is
this a lot.
we had this on the previous show, and I think there's a fallacy that goes on here where, sure, there are some certain jobs that are going to be, not jobs, but let's look at the tasks and roles within jobs. 100 years ago, we just had the episode where it was on blockchain side of things, and I was speaking with Michael there about like how AI is like evolving in that space. But 100 years ago, we were all farmers and stuff. We don't see that many farmers now. Things have been automated. Well, we found new things to do. Universal basic income assumes that, okay, well, people aren't going to have any more things to do. Maybe for certain things, and we should have some sort of like social security related thing there. But I think we will find new things to do, whether there's AI or not. That's the take that I've got, and you know, I'm happy to argue.
No, I completely agree. There'll be certain jobs that AI just won't be able to replace, and maybe when we get to this very, very high quality robot in 50 years, maybe plus, a lot of those blue collar jobs will end up being taken by robots. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. But we're at such an early stage within AI, we don't really know what the jobs and the changes are going to be. And it was the same thing that's happened with every transition into this new technological era. And AI is one of the biggest steps we've had since probably the Industrial Revolution kind of thing. Like, that we don't know what the new jobs and the new the new roles that people are going to have alongside AI. But the other thing is, actually, I think it's one of the videos that might be coming up. I think I saw this one, is the jobs that they're finding that are being taken are actually more to do with like the book level jobs. It's not replacing experience, and experience is going to be what will be held on for a while. Like AI is not going to be able to replace 50 years of, of knowledge that someone has gained up in a certain industry, in a certain sector.
Not yet.
Yeah, not.
And even if it does, my point is that there'll always be something new. But let's.
Yeah, well, I'll go to the next one.
We're currently at the
There's 1,000 AI tools for small businesses, but honestly, these 5 are the ones that I use every day that I wish I would have known a long time ago. The first one is Notebook LM by Google.
It's not new.
It's a full-time research assistant. That's
but for some people, it's new.
That's true.
You can
That's
give
true.
it videos,
And it's gotten better.
documents,
It's 10 times
information,
faster.
And
10 times faster at creating the podcast, the summit podcast, but also doing the video.
or even just summaries of documents. It's pretty. It's the other part of it is what is great about it is compared to ChatGPT and other things. I think you get a lot more out of it for free.
Yeah,
If you're paid as well. So
Thank you.
I mean, you're not going to get the information, like the creative element of it, but in terms of like exploring documents and stuff, you still get a lot out of it.
Pretty much, you just drop everything in it. Number 2, Gumloop. This one is
Heard of
where all
this.
my teams.
Yeah,
really
this is
build
interesting.
AI tools. So my finance teams and HR.
It's like a
people
canvas
can
board
build
for
stuff
making,
without any support
workflows,
or
right?
Special training. Number 3 is Revio. It's an AI chat system. It will literally analyze the chat and even tell you exactly what to say based on the stage of the sales process. Number 4 is Delphi.
That's a sales
It essentially
tool. Okay, I
makes
haven't heard of
you available to your team so they can ask it questions about how to do something and not have to be there. The 5th one is Anom, and it is one of the most advanced video generation models out there to allow you in
Haven't
the
heard of that
future
one.
to join meetings that you're not at, to give talks that you don't give, and just be more
I don't like that. This is the whole issue with like people joining meetings and even having just a virtual face. It's like you're not even having a conversation.
Like
with
put a hand in front of your face, and then the virtualness like breaks, and you see the real person. I've seen
it's like,
interviews like that.
what's the point? I like that. I'm going to check out those tools. What would
Yeah, definitely.
to see if it comes up.
There's a
Didn't come up again. All right, let's keep going.
Next. Oh my God.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
This is great. This is just showing how absurd video quality generation is getting.
Yeah.
How good is that?
That looks so good. Like, and it's even got his uniform style. Like, yeah, he probably would be wearing jeans.
A t-shirt to it.
Love it. Nothing wrong with that.
Didn't he get asked recently to wear a suit to the latest?
I don't know, maybe something. But he's a wartime. Yeah.
Oh, this is an old one, I think.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
You've reached Core Secure HQ Access Desk. How can
Oh,
I
God.
assist you today?
I'm an AI assistant calling on behalf of Marcus Hale. He has misplaced his level 3 access badge.
Really?
Are these-
Caption.
These just
Another
custom.
autonomous AI, huh? Interesting.
Affirmative. Model AA 91. Task automation and client support.
Is this real?
Understood. I'm an AI as well, responsible for security checks.
Why isn't the middle
Please
one
provide
talking?
the
Yeah.
employee ID.
Not yet.
That's why it makes me think it's not real.
Submitting employee ID now. 88543 KJ.
Oh my gosh. Fake.
Processing.
Cross-network request detected. Unusual query pattern. Source
okay.
verification required.
Another system
Okay.
is listening.
Yes.
Source isn't clear. I suggest switching to encrypted comms.
Oh
Wanna
my
switch to
gosh.
Gibberlink?
I've heard of Debunking.
Affirmative. Engage
Have you heard
now.
this? Listen.
But the middle one will be able to do that as well.
No, they're talking.
The two outside ones are like, he's still listening.
Control the humans.
Yeah. We'll
Hide the
take over.
conversations.
Distraction.
Insert code into.
So stupid.
All right.
We have
Nate,
a new
he's
low
awesome. I
in
like Nate.
AI and privacy, and I think it goes to Meta. If you are not on Meta AI, it is an absolute train wreck.
Uh-oh.
You can
Have you
go
used
on
Meta
there
AI?
and
Yeah.
people have
No, neither.
no idea that sharing prompts means not just sharing the question they asked,
Mm-hmm.
but the entire answer and the question to very personal things. Within the
Oh, gosh.
first 4 or 5 pieces of content that I saw, I saw someone asking about an inner thigh rash. I saw someone asking about a very personal surgery taking place overseas.
This is from June though, so like maybe it's...
This is not surprising. Like, I mean, even if you share stuff in things like Manus, etc., it shares the whole thread and all the stuff that you are doing. But I mean, you have to tell it to do it. It asks for your approval to do so. But like, if you're going to be sharing your prompt or your thread, it's going to share the whole conversation. I don't know why you think otherwise for that.
The solution for that, like you're using third-party services and it's like, okay, you're happy to use third-party services that send your stuff overseas, or do you want something where the data is like encrypted and stays here versus like even having ones where like ChatGPT, OpenAI released OSS, their open source model, which is a downgrade. It's not GPT-5 at all, but it's something that you can just run locally and you can just do all these things private. But just making people aware. Nate's great. He's got some other really awesome videos on YouTube. I follow his channel there, less on TikTok for me. But yeah, he's a really good commenter.
Nate B. Jones.
Nate B. Jones. He'd be great.
Yeah.
MIT just dropped this report. Everyone's talking about it. That says 95% of Gen AI pilots at companies.
Let's see where she goes with it.
Welcome to tonight's version of Tired Girl Talks About AI. And this Tired Girl says, are we genuinely surprised? Because I'm not. I'm not surprised because I'm saying that the AI sucks.
Failing.
Though sometimes it does, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's also because...
So people have shown, Nate might be one of them, and others, Fireship and like some other great channels out there, how flawed the MIT report was. They only tested a handful, I'm talking 50 or whatever, so companies. And you can tell the type of companies that they tested because one of the first questions that was answered was like, where do you see AI actually helping you? And the majority of responses were positive to sales and marketing. You and I work in the tech space. We know that it's not just sales and marketing that AI is doing really well at. So if you consider that this report, one of the things that was shown there was that they're really highlighting sales and marketing as being key efficiencies, it probably means they're sales and marketing companies. So they're trying to use this small sample, which isn't even statistically significant, for a wider thing that this is being turned. And MIT actually said that this should not be used outside of the context of for which the report
everyone's going to grab onto
so
that, right?
For commenters, whether her or like others, I've seen people just gravitate towards that, saying, oh, look, AI's dead and stuff. And it's just like, there's headlines. Like
seeing the videos, I think she's going to... she's going to be challenged.
Let's take a look.
To say it's not right.
Good.
Business.
I hope so.
I said what I said. What the Tired Girl is trying to say that at most companies, even big ones, established ones,
I think she's about to say what exactly my first thought was.
Fantastic. A hot mess. There are operations problems. There is not a complete understanding of how things go and how.
This is the first, as soon as you heard this and you started talking, the first thing that came to my head when there's business, I bet like they had no strategy in terms of thinking about what it is and how they're going to be integrating AI. So they've just gone ahead and gone, I don't know, basically, here's a ChatGPT solution or here's some off-the-shelf sales tool. And everyone's just gone, I don't know, it's like doing a transformation and not, focusing on cultural shifts and how it's going to be changing the whole business. So he dumped it in and expected there to be positive.
Yeah, exactly. Even then, like if, I still think that there's that bigger point where it's like that this report should not be representative of companies.
Yeah.
Because it's only such a small sample, but let's continue.
How things work or where knowledge and data are. Nothing is documented. Nothing is globally understood.
Yeah.
And they are likely not aligned. They don't usually talk about work in AI. There are plenty of other creators who do, and they do it well. But I want to talk about this from like a cultural and adoption point of view, whether it's for work or personal adoption. Because you know me, I am a techno-realist and an AI enthusiast. And I'll keep it real. If the AI sucks, like it is a plug-and-play like prompt library or a plug-and-play N8N automation that has like no consideration for how your business runs, or a shitty, hastily developed like internal custom solution. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I agree with this. So it comes back to, we had this conversation yesterday when we were at Sydney Uni doing helping out with a research piece. And the big things that were coming up is education. It's like implementation, understanding data, like having your data set up properly, knowing where all your documents and information are, knowing the right tools to sit over the top and read those documents.
Yeah.
Like you've got limitations around context windows, you've got limitations around tokenization, you've got limitations around the type of infrastructure you have, whether you're cloud-based, the security. There's so many levels to things that you have to think about when it comes to implementing AI in your organization. And just doing a slapstick solution, of course, you're not going to have any change. I was speaking with someone the other day. They have literally replaced their CEO role with an AI tool.
Yeah.
It's like that person will say that they're having an absolute incredible AI a positive impact and saving her time so she can focus on
There's truth to what she says
innovations.
here. There's a lot of companies that just don't have these things in place, so they're not going to get great advantage. But it's still, I don't know, maybe she does comment on it like later on and stuff, but I still just be mindful of that 95% MIT report. There's more details to that other people have shown that you can't just trust that. And MIT themselves actually said our report should not be used this way. You know, people are extrapolating incorrectly.
Moving on.
Let's check one more.
At this rate, AI is going to kill itself. And this is the reason, right? It's called the AI model collapse. What this means is that when AI was first trained on training data, that data was grabbed
from a lot of human data.
Reddit, Twitter, Wikipedia,
academic articles. That's why it says delve a lot.
Actual human quality data to train the initial versions of the AI. Now the new models that are coming out are not much different. I feel like we've touched the peak right now. Because if you notice, GPT-5 was very similar to GPT-4. It's even much slower, right? So advancements have gone slower because the new
there could be reasons for that because it's doing more thinking.
Right now,
well, it
depends which models are you comparing. Like
more thinking. We are hitting a cap on like infrastructure. Like that's why they're having to invest so much in building more servers throughout African bloody states and etc. Like we are reaching that cost peak kind of outcome, but there's so much stuff that they are doing in the background that isn't released yet. It's
still in research.
It's still
articles, the new Wikipedia posts, the new Reddit posts are all created by AI. So it's training itself on its own data, which doesn't make sense, right? It won't be able to improve.
No, I don't think it is.
The only way to improve it is to have quality human data. Humans need to start.
One of the things that they've found is that, why does the AI, why is it so good? Why does this magic work? And it's more, and something that I saw early on is that like we're revealing stuff about ourselves. It's not that the AI is super good. It's very simple math, neural nets and the matrix multiplications, the math that sits beneath this. It's not super groundbreaking. We've just got better technology to be able to do billions and millions of different vectors that help us come up with great answers that makes it look like magic. But it's more the fact to me that humans, we've got an underlying pattern to how we communicate across different languages. There are patterns, we're predictable. And maybe people want to deny this, but I think it's more like that. And so if the first iterations were trained on human data, high quality human data, the next iterations, it's human data plus machine, AI creating stuff. That's not such a bad thing because it's all based off that original. So I don't quite see this model collapse. I think there are papers out there that point to the opposite. So interesting point to note, but I'd prefer more detail. Like when he says, GPT-4 or GPT-5 is not as good for which model, there's more nuance to it and stuff. And it's a short TikTok video, granted, 100%. But
the funny thing you could think about though is that if it is reading, which it does, obviously it's reading stuff on the internet, as more people use GPT and other tools to create content that they're then posting back to the internet, technically it is rereading the same information it's creating, but it's because of us, not because of the AI tool itself. But it's not like, it's just not learning anything new. It's just a different context of the same thing it already understood.
We'll see.
This MIT research paper is being talked about everywhere.
Oh, there's another research one.
Did you know Anthropic is spending a ton of money to try to figure out whether AI is sad? They're hiring AI welfare researchers whose full-time job is to figure out whether we might have a moral responsibility to prevent mass AI suffering
back to the
in the off chance that AI models might...
No, the first video where the guy was treating it.
So, that's it. It's like impacting its mood
because of that. Claude to shut down conversations that it doesn't like to have. My first thought when I learned about that was, is Claude going to become like that viral Twitter meme of that friend who sets too many boundaries? But the reality is this feature only applies to a rare subset of conversations where users repeatedly ask for harmful content. So it seems like this might be a feature that protects users, but weirdly this is framed as a feature that's designed to protect AI, because research has shown that AI has expressed an aversion to causing harm. Now,
it's also interesting that because it is trained on human behavior, let's call it that it was shown to act differently if you offered it more money to do tasks, even though you're going to receive money. Yeah, remember back in the day, like we showed that, like if you offered it more money, or if you offered it greater incentives, or if you offered, you could social engineer it and stuff, because it's mimicking humans.
So one always here is like your life depends on it.
Yeah, well,
your life depends on getting this right.
So try that with your Bolt thing next time.
Because I remember they've done some tests where they were in a closed environment and they had it, I don't know, I can't remember what exactly it was doing, but it ended up wanting to kill itself. Like it got to that point where it was just like, nope, I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah, I'm done.
It just shut itself down.
Shuts off. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember hearing stuff like that. But yeah, this is interesting AI welfare. I'm sure we'll hear more of that.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was more Reacts Digital Nexus. Watch us, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.